Vomity clothes.
It was nasty. I had a good jacket that I ruined. But anyways, I got sober by the end of the night, but it was like 7 p.m. And even at 7 p.m. we were out eating dinner. And every like 5 minutes, like, excuse me, and I fucking puked in the bathroom and come back out.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. That was the last time I had whiskey.
That's a hangover, man.
Yeah, man.
You puked, passed out, had no water, got back into bed, still had no water.
Yeah.
You paid for that shit. You play, you pay, right?
I did a very bad thing with that.
Should we talk about Mick's drunken escapades at Magfest?
Which one?
And for those that aren't aware, Mick's the creepy molester guy who talks at the beginning of the podcast.
Not Stamper, the other one.
There is a world.
I never showed the game's
Yeah, sorry.
Here is a world.
Now, Mick is a very nice guy. He's one of our good friends. Mick Rice Pirate. Wonderful gentleman.
Hardworking, talented fellow.
Even though he's Asian, we still like him.
Louis C.K. is Mexican and you can't tell, just like Mick is Asian and you can't tell.
Well, you can kind of tell.
Is Mick like half Asian?
Yeah.
He's got features, but he's not Asian.
I'd never be able to tell.
But he's like tall and buff, so like in like Japan, I think they like worship half Asian people and half Western people. They think they're
like magical hybrids.
Honestly, they do. Yeah, all the movie stars are like mixed. They all like kind of look like that too.
Anyways, go into Mick's crazy.
Well, I wasn't done complimenting Mick. He looks great.
Fuck Mick.
Great
very
in jeans. Jeans, he looks great.
He's very handsome.
His face is alright. Just like a butter
nice
face.
butt, with his butt looking like his face and his face looking like his butt.
Oh!
Anyway,
I'm just kidding.
He's a very, very handsome fella. Anyway, so I always assumed he was a pretty level-headed guy. And this is one thing that occurred at MagFest that I really was not expecting, and I missed the whole thing. I basically came into the story after it all happened, but apparently, I don't know, I'm not sure who challenged who, but him and one of Chris's Irish friends, was it Maddie?
No, it was Patty.
Patty. They decided to go outside while it was freezing cold and snowing out
and have a bare knuckle boxing.
Rip their shirts off and have a bare knuckle fight in the snow outside. Mm-hmm. Like they were not like friendly. They're not having like these friendly little jabs. They were really
going. It was like a fight, but it wasn't. They don't hate each other. It was just like, hey, let's get all the sexual tension out.
It's like this shit in like gangs in New York where they're out in the snow, like doing their like 1930s boxing style. And
yeah, they were clipping each other in the face hard and laughing every time. I was like, what is this psycho shit? And there was the one time I was so pissed off at my phone. You know, like those times where the one and only time you need your fucking phone to work.
Yeah.
It's not fucking working.
Yeah.
Sitting there with all the capability to fucking film this thing because it's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. And of course, all I have is Kodak memories in my mind.
Hey, at least you weren't making your memories behind this the veil of a screen, and at least they're in your brain.
Listen, Linus, if you don't shut the fuck up.
So, if you want to recall what I don't, but basically I heard, Mick fucked up his hand and then he body slammed Patty.
I heard he lifted him up and threw him.
Yeah, he picked up Patty like a bag of trash and threw him in.
Patty's like a little guy, but he likes to think that he's like this huge big tank. But he's like,
he is a tank. He's a little scrapper, dude.
No, the thing is, he's like 5'8" and he's muscular and like he's pretty muscular, like he's fit looking. But Mick is like 6'3" and just fucking beefy. There's no way Patty would.
Mick doesn't have a six pack, but he's fucking built. You could run headfirst into Mick and break your skull.
Mick has dad body or man body.
Man body.
Yeah, Freudian slip right there.
And
I honestly couldn't tell who was going to win that. It could have gone either way.
Mick's like 6'2", and like, isn't he? He's tall.
I honestly didn't think size mattered in that at all.
Well, he weighs more. He weighs like 200 something.
Oh yeah, he weighs like Patty would weigh 150 at most.
Yeah,
but Patty probably has more what's it called?
Muscle, like
not muscle, endurance.
Yeah.
He's like a little Tasmanian devil.
So, yeah.
Nick just drinks a lot and records voices.
In Street Fighter terms, it was like Fei Long versus Zangief or something. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, I don't know. They pretty much beat the shit out of each other, and then kind of came back inside.
Got a drink,
and I missed all of it. They didn't even want to build up an audience. They just went outside alone, like psychos, and fought and came back inside.
Yeah, Mick was like, "How bad is my eye? I can't bend my finger."
It was fucked up for like 6 months, dude.
Is it still fucked up?
It was like in a self-split. It was just straightforward. He couldn't bend it, and it was all swollen and purple and weird. Yeah, that was that. Welcome to MagFest, the happiest place on earth.
Speaking of the happiest place on earth, I went to Disney World about a while ago, No, I can't do it like that, can I?
Yeah, you can.
That was a good segue. That was a really good segue.
The holidays are a time for, couples and love and all sorts of fun things.
Reflections on your past mistakes.
Niall decided to go to Disney World at the love of his life. Continue, Niall.
Well, I don't know. The wounds are still fresh, man. Okay,
I'll say.
I'll tell it on the podcast.
Great.
God damn, you guys are fucking assholes. I don't know if I should. Well, okay. Well, look.
Niall, we love you.
About a year ago.
Would you stab me
And
back
your
sometimes?
About a year.
I'm never gonna say anything to you ever again.
About a year ago, me and my girlfriend decided that we would go to Disney World next year, providing that we're still together. We were just being realistic, so we were saying that we would go to Disney World together. And then, throughout all the year it was great and stuff. Then the fucking day before we went to Disney World, we broke up. And I still went to Disney World with her and her parents.
I still don't understand why you did that.
Because, it was the night we broke up. We were going to Disney World at... I had to get up at 3 a.m. We broke up at 11 p.m.
Who broke up with who? You broke up with her?
We actually broke up...
Nasty. You made me sick.
We actually broke up with each other. It was a mutual thing. But then...
You guys punched you in the face at the exact same time.
No, it was a mutual thing. But then I kind of asked for her back, and she said yeah. And then 20 minutes later, I got dumped again. But anyway, so she got the upper hand there. But no, we're still okay. We're still best friends. Honestly, she's still great. But anyway.
Oh, she didn't like the mutual thing, so she's like, yeah, I'll take you back,
motherfucker.
Bam!
No.
Bam!
Honestly, she's still she's still awesome. But anyway, we went to.
You see her pussy's twisted though.
No, I said it was.
And you said it was a match made in heaven because your dick is curly like a pigtail and you just screw it in.
Key, it fit perfectly.
But yeah, so anyway, we went to Disney World, and I was after breakup, I was so fucking sad. I literally must have been the only man in the world to cry on the Magical Express to Disney World to the fucking.
Sorry, could you, I'm just curious. I just like to ask you a little bit more about how this went down. Where you two said, "All right, I don't love you, I don't love you," and then you said, "Okay,
let's get back
together. We still have this trip to go to."
Speaking of Mick, I got really drunk that night and I was watching Mick's Dark Souls playthrough on Twitch that night, and I was just kind of drinking while I was watching it, and I was doing other stuff too. And once you came home, once you came home, I was pretty fucking hammered, and then I was like, fine, let's just break up. So I was kind of drunk at the time too. And oh god, so it made it kind of worse.
Oh, and then you got back together, and then you were like, "Can I have your breath, baby?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "Wait, I smell vodka on your breath."
And
do you think this trip was actually preventing you guys from breaking up because you're like, "Oh well, we can't break up because we're going to Disney World"?
No,
it just sort of happened.
No, because we got on we still get on really well. It wasn't we didn't fight. It wasn't a fight breakup at all. It was just a kind of decision.
Just sort of shrug at each other.
What? No, it was a decision.
Niall, I don't really like your dick anymore.
No, we just work better as. Fuck you, Jeff. We work better as friends, and I know we do.
She's just and you're just look, your tits bore me, so.
You two, why are your tits smaller than yours anyways? Fuck you.
How do you know that? Oh, but no, but I'm just kidding. No, but we then
you said one nipple was the size like a frisbee, and the other was the size of a pea.
I was so fucking sad, and I think I got to post. I think I'll post the pictures if anyone cares on Sleepy Cabin of me and Disney World. No, of me and Disney World. Of me and Disney World on my own, because we got free everything in Disney World, and so I have a shit ton of pictures of me with Goofy looking like a fucking depressed. You should see it.
Oh, you're really hamming it up good for the cameras, huh?
Me standing. No, because I didn't want her to see it, and then me standing in front of the magical tower, with a fucking pout on my face, the whole time. And I was trying, the last thing I wanted was to ruin the trip for her and her family and be sad the whole time. But I could not help it. I couldn't eat, and we had a free meal plan. We could go to 2 restaurants a day and eat 3 meals at each restaurant a day, and have 2 snacks at any stand a day. And I couldn't eat a thing, and I was just trying to act really happy. I was like, the only thing that made me happy was when I was
happy sound.
I was I was trying to be happy sound, and then the only thing that would make me happy is the duration, the 20 seconds or whatever I'm on a roller coaster, I just go back to normal, and then the second it's over, it's just pow. This happened. This was a week straight for all of Disney World, and it was just a beautiful irony. I thought.
Did her family? Did you two tell her family you were broken up?
Yeah. They knew.
What they do?
They told me it was going to be awkward.
Was there ever a point where you're just like, maybe I shouldn't go?
No, yeah, maybe 2 days in. No, because it hasn't hit me. It didn't hit me straight away.
It didn't right away. You're just like, maybe I shouldn't go.
No, it didn't hit me straight away. Straight away, I was like,
well,
oh, we're still friends, because like it was a mutual decision. So I was like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. But then, boom, it's like once I woke up or whatever, I don't know. I had to go off on my own all the time because I couldn't I was being awkward. I couldn't help it. So I was just walking around.
You took one picture with your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend, and you said Mickey or Goofy, so Goofy grabbed her ass and said, "Do something, pussy, hit me."
Do something, pussy.
hit me, you little cow bitch.
So
It's my Goofy voice.
So it just gradually got worse over the week.
It kept getting worse and worse, and I couldn't like sleep or anything. So I was like tired and fucking like miserable. But like I still had fun
not even
because it was
Mickey Mouse
Disney
could
World.
cheer you up.
Well, like I was trying. I was trying really hard, and I don't want her to make her sound like a dick because like she was probably right. Like as I said, we're better as friends. This story's not that great. Now I'm thinking about it.
It's interesting. Keep going.
But anyway, as I said, we do work to get like she was
This,
right.
my friend, is relatable.
Like she was right, but like the whole time, I don't know if anyone knows, like if anyone can relate to like not being like you just don't want to eat anything and you can't sleep.
Yeah.
It was at such a bad. It was at such a bad extent.
Was it just being alone? You just felt sad for being alone, or just not having her?
Not having her. That's the only reason. Was just not having her. And then you get the thing, the other guys.
Did you go to a window and put a box over
did
your
you
head?
start imagining other dudes?
Yeah, I still
naked
do. Yeah,
together?
stop. I still do, man. Come on,
Dude, with her naked butt.
dude.
Oh, with her. Yeah.
You're putting a scalpel to the scar right now, man.
Imagine Jeff's thinking.
Were you ever for a second? You're just like, I'm kind of tired of this.
No, well, like I logically know it was for the best, but it still doesn't like my body doesn't relate, like doesn't care. It's just like, ow.
You just have a broken heart.
Well, I guess it was bad. It was bad. It was my worst breakup like ever.
No.
Sadness was.
Sing to it right now. Sing Heat of the Moment by Asia right
It
now.
was the heat of the moment.
So we can segue into you. Now you're on Tinder.
Well, okay,
Finding
no, but
lots of
that's
hot
okay. You're making me sound like a fucking dick here, because that's not how it is, right? Look,
Okay.
listen, I has
What is
never
Tinder?
I've never had a smartphone in my entire life, and I got one the other day with the help. Like Stamper brought me, and we got one, and I was like, I'm gonna try out all these new apps that I've never got. So I got Snapchat, which is fun. That's actually very fun. I like that one. I got all the Twitters and all that shit. But then I got this one called Tinder, and that's when that's like this. It's I guess it's dating, but like I positively 100% only got it to see what kind of people, because the kind of people around here aren't the kind of people you
girls.
date. No, not even.
So
that. I
you're-
wanted to see ugly. I wanted to see like the really funny people.
So wait, so not the type you date. What type are they?
I wanted to see the type that are that I wouldn't date.
Yeah.
You
The
just-
fucking ugly fatties. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke.
That was cool.
The women you can use and throw away. Is that right?
There's a lot
Is that right?
of ugly fatties. Look at me saying that.
Yeah, there's one talking right now.
Yeah, well, motherfucker, that clipped so you can't use it.
That was good though.
Oh man, all right.
So you're trolling for.
No, it's okay. Look, I wasn't scouring for pussy, if that's what it looks
Now
like.
you walked in the house and said dee-doo, pussy patrol.
Your mouth was watering, your dick was watering.
No, so I got Tinder.
Not her big floppy dick.
Look,
I was like the Zach. What do you call it? The not Zach alarm. I was like dee doo.
What's the alarm?
what happened was, so I got the app Tinder, and I was going through them, and I was just like, I just like every single picture, because like I just feel
Every single-
it's so damn fucking shallow
Every
that.
single female is great.
I know, but no, it's not. It's because I feel bad when I fucking swipe, when I just go,
When you throw them in the
even
garbage.
though they'll never find out, I still feel bad, because it's literally the
there
most
you
shallow
go.
thing you can possibly do.
Every girl of color gets thrown in the garbage. Why is that?
That was a joke.
No, hold on. I walked over your shoulder yesterday. White, yeah, left, right. You stopped for a black one for 2 seconds.
You renamed the trash can the black can.
Yeah, he did. He stopped for the black one.
She is hot.
He made it. He made a sound of swipe up. He didn't know I was watching him.
You've gone through 20 girls in the last minute on here.
Yeah.
This is we're talking.
Yeah, because you see,
Who do you think you
the thing is, but I figured out if you like all right, so the type of girls on Tinder, it's crazy because there's only like one type of girl on Tinder, and then like maybe every 100 you get like some normal one. You'd be like, oh, thank God.
But Niall, you're not even looking at their personality. You're not even looking at their interests.
Dude, Tinder is not about that, dude. Tinder's all about fucking first
I'm
impressions.
so sorry to all the audience. We have
You know what, right-
misogynists.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And right now,
No.
some cutie right now is scrolling right past your picture, throwing your dumb ass.
Dude, I know that. Do you think I don't know that? I know that, right?
There's a hottie. There's a hottie with a body whistle right now going, I don't know what the fuck now, but I'm going to stamper.
She puked in her mouth a little bit. Niall.
But no, the thing about it is when you accept everybody, then you get matched with like a lot of people.
Man.
So I got a shit ton of matches here.
Girls on Twitter like Stamper, I know that much.
Yeah, Stamper's the big dog on
Except for
Twitter.
once you called you fuckboy, she like
Since when?
I always see these girls tweeting you
Yeah.
and stuff.
pushing her titties together.
Yeah, they
Pay
always do.
attention.
Oh, well, that's what they like. They like that because you're not giving...
Not paying attention.
No, they like that. No, they like that because they're like, he's too good for me. Maybe I should...
You just gave your game away, dude.
Probably.
So, but like, out of all this whole experience, I learned something, you know? Life is full of twists and turns. Much like a roller coaster at Disney World. You have to appreciate what you have. You know, the simple things.
Yeah.
You don't obsess over things you lost, you have to move on. And that's what Christmas is about. Not presents, not the food, not the vacations, but things as simple as spending time with family and friends. Friends like you guys.
Shut up, faggot.
Oh, man.
And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Open your mouth, suck this. Come on, I got a present for you. Suck it! Suck it, nigga!
This ad is brought to you by the Deaf Association of Deaf Retards. We're deaf. Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by putting your feet on the table.
Don't do it.
This movie is brought to you by broken microphones.
You can do it, but not when you have a microphone on the table.
This podcast is brought to you by Tinder. Niall.
Wait, what do you want? What do you like? Okay, look.
This podcast is brought to you by all the people who are gonna die on New Year's Day in car accidents and don't know it yet. Thank you.
Horrible. Mean.
Statistically,
Well, statistically they are. Statistically,
higher.
somebody listening to this
Why is it
might
higher?
be dead.
because there'd be more people drinking driving because everyone gets drunk on New Year's.
Oh, well, then they deserve it because they're putting other people's lives at risk.
That's right. They're drunk drivers.
If your son dies on New Year's Eve because he was drunk driving, then fuck you.
Wait, no,
The
don't
end.
fuck you. Fuck him.
Fuck you.
Podcast 800. Allahu Akbar, we bomb you.
You're really good at that.
That's the actual song,
that's the
by
actual
way.
ISIS
That's
song,
the
you
real
know?
ISIS song.
How do you ever know? Do you know it so well?
Jeff, if you had to take a wild guess of what that song is translated to, what would you?
I don't know. God is great.
Yep.
Kill America.
No,
whatever.
that's it.
No, it's
Yeah.
picking lots of daisies, going to the mall, eating lots of chocolate, gotta eat them all.
There's a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly unending ocean of forests. Buried deep in that forest, tucked away neatly within a blanket of twilight, lies a quaint little cabin. And in that cabin is a bunch of guys who's a bunch of bullshit.
Welcome to Sleepycast 2015. Happy New Year. That was good. In this episode of Sleepycast, we're going to talk about hospitals because our good friend Zach almost died recently.
Before
He almost died.
Whoa, before you go,
Yeah.
who's in this podcast?
Neil,
Yeah, that's me over here, right here.
Zook,
Hello?
Crab, and Jube.
Hello. Crab.
That is nothing. That is nothing. That's not anything.
It was so funny.
Okay.
Okay, so you almost died recently.
Yes, Jeff can also vouch for this story because Jeff took me there. He was kind enough
Start
to...
from day one.
So here's some backstory.
Give us the timeline.
So we moved houses. We brought up in a previous podcast. We moved houses, and so while we were moving, I got a sandwich from Wawa, and I was like, I feel kind of sick. Before I ate the sandwich, I was like, I feel kind of sick. Then the next day, we watched Die Hard because Niall never saw Die Hard before. Die Hard 1.
I've never seen that Hard one either.
So we ordered a pizza. We ordered a pizza from Domino's. It was Domino's.
Yep.
And I ate the pizza and it was tasty. It had 4 slices.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody what you
Yeah,
did?
no, hold on. I'm getting to that. We have the Domino's. We're watching Die Hard. It gets to the part where Hans Gruber looks at the picture and sees his wife, and then he looks up the picture and he's like, oh, it's his wife. It's that part. And at that part, my tummy started rumbling, and I ran to the bathroom. No.
became Hans Gruber.
No. Every man in his life has a moment all the time where you think, is it a fart, is it a shit? You gamble every time.
Yeah.
And very seldom is it a shit.
Yeah.
I took the gamble.
Oh no.
I didn't get snake eyes, my friend. You understand?
Wait, you shit your pants?
Listen to me. I farted. I felt a warm liquid. I thought, did I shit my pants?
I've never seen.
I thought, did I shit my pants?
liquid?
Listen. It's a gamble every time, because most of the time, 90% of the time, you don't shit your pants.
not
It's
a
fart.
gamble. You
It's
can
a
tell.
gamble. It's a gamble every time.
Well,
so I stood
anus is
up. I
fucked
stood
up
up.
like
I
you
stood
are.
up like
You
a.
can usually sense
I stood
shit,
up.
but yeah.
No, I always can, but that felt like a fart because my tummy.
No,
was
I know,
rumbling.
'cause it happened to me too
So
once.
I stood up like a robot. Like I skittled to the bathroom. I opened my pants. God damn, there was a big brown streak down my. I went, oh my god, I
And
shit
there was a
my
little dot on
pants.
top like in Mexico.
And I thought, okay, let me analyze this.
A little painting.
I'm gonna have to throw these boxers away.
Yeah.
If I throw these in the trash can, these guys are gonna. One of these guys is gonna. Stamper now is gonna walk in the bathroom, see my shit-covered pants, and then get embarrassed for me. So I thought, okay, the only way to do this is be a man.
Yeah.
Now what happened next?
Zach slowly opened the bathroom door while we were watching Die Hard. And also, I'll preface this with a fun fact. That,
Jeff's face right now.
the fun fact is that
happening?
Zach shat his pants exactly where you're sitting, Chris.
Yeah. Oh no, really? Here?
I thought this was a hospital story. You
It
guys are
goes in-
going on
it goes
and
in-
on.
it goes into this is the preface.
hospital is coming.
Okay, yeah, all right. This
way
is super interesting preface.
This is the build-up.
There's way more
All right.
shit tales in this story.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
anyway, so Zach opens the bathroom door slowly. His head creeps out the corner, looks at us, dagger-eyed, starts chuckling, and then goes, "Guys." And we're like, "What?" And then we both looked up, and then he put up he waved it like a flag.
did not.
He waved it like a flag. It was like something he was proud of.
I held it up. I held it
You
up.
are fucking
gross.
I held it up like ice was holding the severed head.
Yeah.
You give me shit for being gross.
let me tell you.
fucking little
Let
hypocrite.
me tell you.
You are gross. You're nasty.
disgusting
I can be gross, right? But that is fucking disgusting.
That
You're
is gross.
proud of
I
it.
was gonna
Everybody
throw it away
smells it.
anyways.
It's like wafting through the air.
No. Well, what am I gonna do with it? Fucking, I'm gonna have to throw it away
You
anyways.
waved it around in the air?
Yeah.
I didn't wave it. No.
Shit particles were flying all
There
over
was
the
no
hall.
particles. I did not wave it. I didn't hold it like a fly. I didn't do it like a guy with his shirt off in Mardi
were
Gras.
particles.
I did not do that.
I would have executed you for this.
I held it up like an executioner holds up a severed head. I showed it to him. It was my dominance.
What?
It was
And
me
then-
alpha mailing them.
Me and
Look what
Snapper were
baby
just,
boy did.
me and Snapper,
No.
Snapper just turned our head back and we kept watching it.
Holy
But
Stamper was there?
Stamper was there.
You did this for a poor Stamper with his poor little brittle mind already?
Stamper got a little bit
it
horny,
looked
I
like
think.
it looked like one of those Spanish exclamation marks. You know the ones that are upside down because there was a dot on top and then there was a line of shit.
Oh my god.
And
Oh, you were serious about that?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was true.
Great.
I just wanted.
You mean an eye?
No, yeah, or like I,
Lowercase I?
Yeah, but except like it was longer than an I. More like a J without the hook.
It's like-
So
We
got
a
it.
little bit of a
We got it.
Okay. Before the audience leaves.
Everybody just, yeah.
Day 2.
I'm sorry.
Day 2. Had diarrhea. You know, not
had
gonna go into
disgust. We're not gonna lie.
go into it.
Yeah.
Had diarrhea. You know, and we all have it. Even the hot girls with big titties have diarrhea.
Yeah.
It happens. Jessica Alba has diarrhea every day.
That's a bit too far.
Look,
That's true,
Look,
probably.
it is true. She's had horrible. She's had explosive diarrhea, and she's mowed in the toilet. You can't deny it. What the? Is that how she sounds to you?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Day 3. Full regular turds, but they're black, tar black. I think not
Zach,
good.
Zach, actually, between this part and the next part, do you want to tell them what you did in the house when we went back? But you had tar black shit.
Okay.
So Zach, they come out like blocks of tar. Your shit was coming.
It was
out,
literal
and you were
tar.
worried, and you didn't know what to do. And then we went back to the house, and you were like, "No, I won't go to the doctor tonight."
No. This is the other part of the story.
fuck.
This is the other part of the story.
Zach knows what part of.
No, this is the part of the story. I did not want to
How
go.
many acts are there to the story?
It's a 10-act movie.
Well, no.
I did not. I wanted to
It's
go to the
like a
doctor.
Shakespearean shit.
Zach,
Let's not bicker.
Zach. Okay, look. it was reasonable that you didn't want to go to the hospital.
I wanted to go to the hospital,
Yeah,
but
but-
you convinced me out of it.
Yeah, because
you
it's
said, "Oh, you're fine,
thousands
man."
of dollars, dude.
You said, "You're fine, you're fine." I looked it up. Black shit means I'm bleeding on the insides. I thought no good.
Yeah, but
No
That
good.
means you're bleeding
We went
way up
home
in your.
that night.
Yeah. In my stomach or my
It's not like
small
a ripped
intestines.
sphincter.
No. But I was like, I don't want this happening because it happened for 2 more days. I
Yeah.
got bad.
Oh,
God.
I came to the office. I was laying on the couch. I was very sick. I was like, oh, it was very
So
sharp pains.
you're potentially blaming Niall if you were to be if you were to die.
No,
it would be
I wasn't
Niall's
blaming
fault.
Niall, but Niall,
If you had killed Zach, I would have been really upset.
No, you weren't talking
But
me
then
out
we
of
said
going to
Crispy
the
and
hospital.
okay.
You said don't go to the doctor. You said I'd wait a week.
He could have been dead now.
Dude,
You did say, and you said it's not internal bleeding.
I was brought up
You said
not
wait it
going
out.
to the doctor unless that. Did that clip?
No.
I was brought up not going to the doctor unless I was dying.
I was bleeding on the insides. It's never happened to me before.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay. You're okay.
The
You're,
no
okay.
insurance family.
Wait.
Niall grew
Listen.
up
First
in.
of all, Zach didn't get the medicines the doctor prescribed, and now he's okay. And now he has to pay thousands of dollars for a CAT scan.
Yeah.
So I was fucking right, man.
Okay.
You should stop picking your hole all the time.
Okay, so I should have stayed home and I had the chance of getting fucking stomach cancer and dying, and I would have said, well, at least you didn't pay money. But anyways, goddamn, we're fucking diverting too much. Okay, I was sitting on this couch, laying on my back. I watched the movie Scrooge with Bill Murray, and then I felt sick, and I said, Niall, I might need to go to the hospital later.
No. It was more like.
I did feel very decrepit. I felt honestly dead. So Niall contacted Jeff. Jeff picked me up. Very extreme pain.
Let me just say, I get this mysterious text from Niall over Skype, and he's like, "Hey Jeff, Zach might need to go to the hospital," and I'm like, and, my heart skips a beat. I'm like, what is happening? And knowing you fucking guys, I'm like, man, he's probably bleeding out on the floor or something. With you, knowing what you guys are up to all day, because I can't trust any of you. So he's like, yeah, he's just lying on the couch and he's moaning and he's having blood shits, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm like, what? How long has this been happening? And he's like, 5 days straight. Really? Is that really what's happening over there? Oh, that's terrific. That's terrific, Niall. Why don't we take him to the hospital? Why don't we take him?
Dude, I'm the fucking punching bag.
I love the image of fucking Niall on the phone to Jeff being like, yeah, Zach's kind of sick, and Zach's just like squirting blood.
Yeah, Zach's like, every few minutes he'd be like,
I'm like, how's Zach now? He's just lying there moaning like he's dying. I don't know.
It was honestly very extreme pain. But so anyways, Jeff was gracious enough to pick me up, take me to the hospital. In the hospital itself, we went at like I think 10
my
p.m.
God.
11 p.m.
It was like 11:30. I couldn't find the fucking main entrance.
Yeah.
We've lived close to this hospital for years, but I've never gone there. I've never had like a real medical emergency. Well, I have, but we'll get to that. But I couldn't find the fucking main entrance. All these arrows keep pointing to, it says, all these signs say emergency and then an arrow in a direction, and then all of a sudden
It takes you in a circle.
they stop like going somewhere, and I'm like, where are we going?
Yeah.
And I was driving around the outside of the hospital like 3 times trying to look for the main entrance, when in reality it's kind of in the center of the complex. You kind of have to snake through all these roads into the middle of it to find the main entrance. So I dropped Zach off at one of the exterior entrances.
And I had, by the way, my stomach is like, I had to walk. It's like a ghost hunt. I had to walk through like 20 corridors.
I
It
was
the creepiest thing.
Slightly panicking. I didn't know how serious. I didn't know Zach was just gonna drop
I did. I
dead.
actually felt like I felt like a ghost, and it was weird because in one of the hallways there was this huge flat screen TV that was really well lit. Nobody was at the hospital at all. Cool. But there was one huge flat screen, and there was like a doctor like, here at Abington Hospital, we have. It felt like a weird like RoboCop moment where it was like a future tech. It was weird. It was bizarre. I was like, am I dying? What the hell's happening? So I stumbled through all these like million corridors and saw people like dead on the floor. I find my way to this one lady at the very end of the emergency room. Only one chick behind the desk. A chick with fucking tits. And I said, hey, I'm bleeding out of my ass. And she said, all right, this way. And then she said,
Let us bring it to the ass bleeder section.
ass bleeder? We got an ass bleeder over here? But then anyway, she took me in, she took my blood pressure, all that stuff. She put me back in the room.
Took your ass pressure.
And while this was happening, I was like, Jeff was trying to find the spot.
I found a parking space. I wandered into the hospital through the same entrance I left Zach at, and I'm like, I can probably find them. And I wandered around for a while. It was like a fucking ghost. It was like a horror movie. There was nobody around. It was 11:30 at night in the hospital.
That's good, though.
I couldn't find anybody. I was wandering up and down hallways. I saw maybe one nurse.
It's
I didn't know what to do. I couldn't find you. I couldn't find the emergency room. I went back to a main desk. I saw just a lone phone sitting there on the desk, and it says "Call for assistance." And I feel like I was in the movie like The Shining or something. Like, and I'm just like alone in this huge foyer, and I'm like, I pick up the phone. I'm like, "Hello."
It's like,
And this woman's like, "How may I help you, sir?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for Zach." And she's like, "Well, what? You know, what's his?" She's like, "Well, where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm at this so-and-so entrance." And she's like, "Oh, so the doors weren't locked?" No, they weren't. I'm standing.
Yeah.
in
You
the-
wandered into a closed hospital?
no, but the entrance he walked in, huge red banner across that said, after 9 o'clock, then you cannot walk through here. I walked through there, nobody did anything. There's no consequences. But anyways,
She said she couldn't. She said she was like, "Well, I can't." She's like, "Well, I'm not there. She's like in another fucking state. She's not even in the hospital. This woman I'm talking to on the fucking phone." So she's like, "I can't help you. You're just gonna have to find the emergency room, and maybe they can help you locate him." I'm like, "All right, well, thank you."
and as that's happening, I go back to my room. The doctor walks in, and he's like, so what's the problem? You know, 10 people asking the same thing. You know, you got to describe it over and over. And so I did, and then a nurse came in. And, actually, no, sorry, before that, the doctor was like, lean over on your side. And I was like, why? He was like, you have to do the finger up the ass. So I was like, I started laughing. I thought he was joking.
Oh, God.
I thought he was joking.
I had that done a few times.
I thought he was joking.
Ha ha.
I was like, good one, doc. He's like, no, seriously, roll over. I was like, what? Gets out the lotion, puts on his
Yeah,
gloves.
no,
starts-
it's really violating.
No. Let me tell you about this. I get on my side. I have to say, the human finger looks a lot smaller than it is when it's up your ass.
Yeah.
Like when he put the top, like there's 3 segments to your finger. He put the first segment in. I was like, oh, geez, that's it.
Did it feel
the
like
second
a
segment.
big fat cock?
Maybe you're just that
Yeah.
big, Zach.
Then he put it all the way in, and for some reason, like my body started shaking. Like I was like, something primitive in my brain struck, and I started like saying like fucking 1960s Robin, like for Batman and Robin quotes. I was like, oh geez, oh boy. It was, I don't know what happened. I was like, oh, it was involuntarily, you know.
Did he pull out like a marble and fix you?
No, he pulled it out, and then he did the weird. He fucking like threw a box of tissues at me, like clean yourself up, you fucking slut. Like I was in a porno. He was like, clean up.
God.
I was like, oh.
That's not what mine was like. Go on.
That's what mine was like.
You've
and
both
then,
been anally penetrated.
Yeah, both been anally penetrated
I was
by a
fingered
dude.
by a small, like,
Nice.
brown man.
a small brown man.
Yeah.
The good news about that is he can get as much shit on his finger as he wants. Is, you know, you
can't tell.
You
He's
can
like-
tell.
I've gotten my balls felled up by a doctor, but I have
Yeah.
never gotten the finger up the butt.
I've got a twisted nut story about
Oh,
going to
man.
the hospital, but yeah, go on.
So-
we're still not at the end of your story.
Yeah. So and then a nurse comes in and she starts asking me these questions. And there was one part that was weird because she said she was asking me these questions. Are you on medication? And she said, do you ever think about hurting other people or yourself?
Yeah.
And you know what she said? I was like, what? And then she got really nervous, like maybe I was like a psycho who like was like, what the fuck are you saying? And then she started laughing and she was like, it was so uncomfortable. She was like, do you ever think about hurting other people or yourself? And I was like, no. And then she like got out as fast. It was so weird.
Was this
fuck?
when did the insurance part come up?
The lady walked in and she was like, you have insurance? And I was like, no, but I can afford this, which is a lie, you know. And so they asked me if I had insurance. I said no. And then a doctor, a guy nurse came in, and then he was like, I'm gonna give you the IV now. And I was like, all right, but don't do it at my wrist, because every doctor who's tried to do my wrist fucks up. Just do it at my arm, like by my joint. And he was like, trust me, I can do this. And I was like, no, just do it at my. I was like, no. He was like, trust me. And I was like, dude, you're a doctor. You know, whatever. You're a doctor. I'm sure you know better than me. And he was like, I'm a nurse. And I was like, I was
That happened to me before, except it was the opposite.
I was trying to compliment him. I was like.
Yeah, but you insulted him, kind of.
Really
You know,
tough guy, too.
but he was like, I'm a nurse. I was like, dude, I was trying to say, like, you're a medical professional. You know better than I do.
He looked like that guy Jesse James on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, looked a lot like that guy.
Yeah.
Like a very intimidating nurse.
I don't know what that looks like, but
Tough guy, just a
He
tough
put the
guy.
IV in.
Tattoos all over his arms.
Yeah, the opposite of that happened to me, except I didn't mean it. I was supposed to get an injection or some shit, and it was this lady nurse, and or lady, and I was like, so when's the doctor coming? Because I was waiting a while, and she was like, I am the doctor.
Oh, jeez.
Sweet.
Plot thickens.
Wait, you're not done your story yet.
It's almost done. I swear.
Go for it.
So puts the IV and all that stuff. comes in and says, hey, if you need to shit in this little plastic thing, you give it to me so I can eat it. Jeff actually wanders in there. He finds his way in. Apparently, you didn't even have to like ask if you knew me. They just let you walk in.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't have to show him ID or anything. I just said, listen, where's a little faggot psychic pebble?
Yeah.
And they're like, he's that way.
Jeff could be like a maniac with a gun, trying to finish his business and kill me in the hospital room like Terminator.
I was like saying, like I'm like the Terminator. I'm like, where does Zach head out? And they're like, that way, sir. And I'm like, fuck you. And I walk in.
Fuck you.
So Jeff gets in there. Jeff and I just start fucking laughing at everything. How weird the room was. Like they had these animal curtains, like they're for babies. Like babies could like look at while they die.
Like yeah, this is where kids go to die. This exact room.
They had these weird stupid. It was stupid. They had a fucking blue giraffe, but the monkey was a regular color. It pissed me off. Then they said you were definitely shit blood, but there's nothing immediately wrong with you. You're fine, go home. If it keeps persisting, you have Crohn's disease or stomach cancer. Have a nice day.
Grows, come back.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they said. Okay. And I left. And I haven't gotten the bill yet, but I'm sure I will.
Cancer still grows to this day.
Do you have any other notes on your phone about this? You were trying to keep some notes on everything we were observing that night. But yeah, I was saying like the guy. There's a computer in every room, and so there's a list. So I was being a nosy Pete or whatever, and I was looking at the screen while the guy's supposed to log out every time he's done, but he left it on and he walked out, and I was noticing everybody's name and what they were in for in the emergency room. They were in, and then Zach was the only one in there with like anal bleeding or whatever. but there were a lot of. The shortened word, it said vag bleed. There was a lot of vag. It was like vag bleed, vag bleed.
Like a lot of people. Like it was like vag bleed.
Yeah,
Is that like the monthly period thing?
But considering it was a Saturday night, it was really quiet in there. I was expecting some like screaming and.
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier, you guys were lucky like to get into a hospital when there's no one there, because when you have something wrong with you and you're waiting for like 2 hours because the hospital's packed full of screaming idiots.
Yeah, no, that's happened to me.
I had my fingers broken and that happened.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, it was the lamest way of like breaking my fingers ever. I was playing soccer in school, and they were like, "You're fat and retarded. Get in the goal." And I was like, okay. And I held up my hands to block the ball, and someone kicked it, and it broke both of my fingers. Oh, no. And I was just like, well, that was quick. And then that's how I learned
you had the Spock.
That's how I learned how to do the Spock thing, because it broke my fingers, like, away from each other's like that. And I was like, sir, my fingers are broken. And he was like, what's on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it hurt? And I was just like, 10. And he was just like, just try and play for a bit longer. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot. No, it was my teacher, the PE teacher.
Oh, fuck.
And I just walked away, and he just let me walk away, which was nice of him, I guess. But then I called my mom, and she brought me to the hospital. I had to wait there like an idiot with fucking nice. Spock signal in my hands.
Was your finger stuck like that?
Yeah, they were stuck like that for like weeks. Another time I broke my finger, my mom was pissing me off, and I punched the door and I broke my finger. And I was like, Mom, I broke my finger. And she was like, well, you can sit that one out. I'm not bringing you to the hospital. It's just like healed over time.
Yeah, my mom was like, unless you're done.
That was like a little fracture though. It wasn't broken.
My mom was nice, but it's just the way that she just didn't want to bring me to the doctor ever.
I don't think my fingers were ever broken. I think they were fractured. I've never broken a bone in half.
Yeah. I have a good hospital.
Before you start that,
in my arsenal.
Can I just say one last thing?
Yeah.
Jeff, do you want to tell the audience what we did to Niall? A very cruel thing we did to Niall. As I was lying there, Jeff and I kind of passing time by, shooting the shit, and I was bored.
We basically left Niall here, and I took Zach over, and while on our way out, we were, I guess I forget which one of us, we were like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we just told Niall Zach died? I'm like, yeah, that would be funny.
What? Where's the humor there? Like,
we basically Jeff and my logic was like, we have to use this for something.
I'm like, this kind of opportunity doesn't come up very often, Zach.
Do you think that I would have believed that? Like,
you did.
I believed it for I read
the chat log is the funny. Can I do I have permission to post that? It is honestly the funniest thing ever. It is so goddamn funny.
Jeff just wrote Zach is dead, and before I could register, because we were talking about stuff like we're like, what are we gonna do about Zach and stuff, and
you're like, how's he doing?
Jeff came back.
We weren't joking, right? Jeff just came back and just goes, Zach is dead. And like the three words.
Oh my god.
For a second, I just read them and I didn't process that Jeff makes that Jeff's funny, so I don't know.
You were a dickhead. That is so mean.
I know.
It was making me nervous because when I said that, I saw that you know how you can see someone is typing in Skype.
Yeah.
I see this typing and then it stops.
Yeah.
And then I see more typing and then it stops, but nothing's coming up on my end of the screen. I'm just like, what's happening?
I bet
I'm
for
like,
you-
is he gonna kill himself? I don't know.
I bet for you that was also one of those things where the second you press send, you went, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that."
I'm nervous. I'm like, he better. I just want him to respond fast.
Like,
I'm
it obviously was way too early to hit me that Zach is dead. So I just had the initial gut feeling, like that you
could
get
have
when
been
someone
dead.
actually
Yeah.
I
dies.
could have been dead.
Yeah, so I had the
Should have
initial
been dead.
Yeah, you should
I
have.
I wish you were
I had
dead.
a sinking
too.
feeling in my
I-
stomach. I was like, no.
I was gonna pump it up a bit. I'm like, listen, I don't.
No, if you put
We
too much
were
details.
going to say like it was your fault. We were going to say
Zach is dead is way more realistic. It's like you get back and you're shocked and you're like, Zach is
that's what I'm
dead.
saying. Like that's what you would say if I would have died. But originally I was like, Jeff, if he asked questions, just say the doctor said if you would have gone there one day earlier, he could have lived.
Yeah.
It's all Niall's fault.
And originally we were actually gonna one of our friends, one of our artist friends, give us a bunch of cookies. And originally I was gonna have
Come on, say your name. Say your name.
plug Nikki Nax on Very Good Artist.
Yeah.
She sent us a bunch of cookies and stuff, a care
lovely
package.
lady.
But I was gonna have Jeff take a picture of me in the hospital and say like, you did this, your cookie sent him here. Because we were like, we have to use this for something.
my
It's too funny
God.
to just use this.
That's so fucked up.
It's so funny though.
Speaking of you dying, what would you do for your funeral if you died? What would you make everyone have do?
Oh God, I can't.
What would you do? What would you do for your pew?
Like poo poo.
Wait a minute.
Can you imagine if you bought one of those fake shits and put it on a guy in a casket at a funeral?
A fake shit, like a fake trailer,
One
like
of
dog
those
poo.
Yeah. That would be so mean. Be good though.
Oh, I have a hospital story.
What is it now?
When I was
What
15
is it
years
now?
of age, I was
What
a
is it
strapping
now?
young guy, 15 years of age,
You
bright future ahead of me.
strapping?
Bright future ahead of me, and I decided one
Strapping yourself to
day.
McDonald's.
Strapping it on.
I said one day that I wanted to not go to school, so I pretended I had a stomach ache, as kids do. And then my mom brought me to the doctor because I was really playing it up this time because she didn't believe me at first. And the doctor put pressure on my lower stomach, and he was like, does this hurt? And I was like, yeah. And then he goes, yeah, it's appendicitis. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, you have to get that appendix out. I was like, oh. And then my mom rushed me to the hospital, and then I was like under anesthesia and was like, yeah, this is an emergency. We got it. And I was like, oh shit. I was looking around the hospital, and then before I knew it, it was way too late now. I was way too late in the game. I could not back out.
We're
when I
gonna
was in
take your fucking organ out, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too late.
But dude, I was on a fucking stretcher and I was going down a hallway.
You should have done it way before. You should have said it in the doctor's office.
My point is that
But then his mom would have been like, you little shit.
yeah, you little fucking shit.
As compared to getting your organ
Yeah, but
pulled out of your body for no reason.
And then I go to the doctor and I was like, how long will I have off school? And he was like, 5 days. And I was like, hey, okay, it's not so bad. But what happened was, the next thing I knew, he was like, okay, count backwards from 10. And I was like, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. But then I got to 1, and he was like, yeah, that didn't work. And it sounded so dodgy that my anesthesia didn't work, and he just put me on another one, which did work, because I thought I was going to feel every single bit of the surgery or whatever. That
Like
was
you were gonna be like your blood was gonna be off or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, he chucked out my appendix and threw it in the bin, and then brought me back to my hospital room.
Like you just threw a cartoon appendix, and just threw this bloody thing into a trash
Yeah,
can.
and then he brought me back to my room and stuff, and I couldn't walk. It was so, it wasn't
You
working.
got your appendix taken up for no on a lie.
Do you have
Yeah.
a scar from that?
Yeah.
Show us. He doesn't see. He doesn't show. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. And
We'll just pull it out with little tweezers.
I don't know, but they said it was like under
poked a hole
my
through-
heart or something. It was like way too high up.
Did they take out your heart instead?
They put the appendix in the place of your heart.
Yeah, in my heart in the place of my
Did they
appendix.
take your wee wee?
So yeah, then I got 5 days off school.
And now you're missing an organ, all based on a lie.
Yeah, but I don't need that organ anyway. It was only a ticking time bomb, as you would say.
I could elaborate on my kidney stone story.
Yes.
I did
Oh, you're
bring it
peeing
up
out
in
rocks.
what?
Peanut rocks.
Yes, basically, yeah. I did bring it up briefly in a previous episode, but I'll elaborate a little bit. But yeah, I was having these pains in my side, and I didn't really know what the hell was going on at the time. And I got a CAT scan, and because I have insurance, it didn't bankrupt me like Zach. But
Not yet, my
Not
friend.
yet,
You
not
just
yet.
wait.
yeah, but she said, yeah, you got a kidney stone. I'm like, oh, that's terrific. And my dad has had a bunch, so I'm like, oh, that's great. So I had to go to first I went to the urologist, And you know, he's like, all
For
right,
those who don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
the PP
What a
doctor.
shit.
You go to his office, he's just, I like pee-pee, I like pee-pee.
So I guess, you know, he's pressing on my side. You know, he's like, does it hurt here? Does it hurt here? And then I guess it's just standard protocol for urologists. He's like, well, I gotta feel your balls because just, you know, that's just what I do. So he's like,
Sorry, but I
rolling them
gotta
around.
do
He's
it.
rolling them around his fingers and then making me turn left and right and cough.
What if
And
he kissed your ball? What would you do? Would you leave, Jeff? Would you run away?
Ball would
Or
like
just, like-
contract up.
Or you just like nibbled, just a little nibble.
Or just, got you.
I would have been like a deer in the headlights. I don't know what I did.
And then
You're
just
a
say,
queer
just
in
get-
headlights.
Jeff, one last question before you proceed.
Yeah.
What if he laid on the floor on his back and started hitting it like a cat? Get your balls. What would you have left?
And he was naked too.
Yeah. He's like,
Jeff, did you hear about the dentist? Did you hear about the dentist? I know. Did you finish?
no, he's.
You got
I
finished?
have a lot more to go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Poor Jeff.
Yeah, no. Fuck you guys. You disgusting freaks. And, you know, because he finishes, he's like, all right, yeah, they check out. And I, you know, and I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
good, not bad.
see, you know, you don't have your balls held every day like by some weird guy. And I'm like, I thanked him. I said, well, thank you. I said, thank you, sir. And he's like, why? What are you thanking me for? I just felt your balls. Or he said something weird like that. And I'm like, I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Did he go, somebody's a saggy Maggie? When he saw your
Saggy
your balls?
Maggie?
Yeah.
You Irish freaks.
No.
No,
Saggy Maggie?
Yeah.
What is that slang for?
This is slang for a saggy Maggie. Like if some people's balls sag, Stamper's balls sag.
Yeah, he's got fucking old man.
He has long balls.
Yeah.
long ball silver.
my balls are taut.
Are they the
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that
Mine
tuck
are
in
like
right
average.
under the shaft?
Jeff has
Mine
very.
could get kind of saggy in the hip.
Jeff's balls are disciplined.
Mine
I
don't
get little
sag.
Very
baby. I get
disciplined
little
balls, I'll tell you that
I
much.
get baby nuts in the
Yeah, yeah.
cold.
Jeff's balls are just like they just
Thank
won't.
you.
they're
In
just
the
like,
cold, you
not
can see
going
that little baby seam going down my nuts.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Go for it, Jeff.
Sometimes real big.
Here's the fun part about kidney stones. For those who've never got them, they can be minorly uncomfortable for a long time.
Yeah.
But then, at some point, they could just decide, okay, I'm gonna put a human being in the greatest imaginable pain possible,
Yeah.
where you're gonna wish you were dead. It's like literally the very maximum pain threshold I think a person could.
Yeah,
I've heard it described as the male equivalent of giving birth.
One day after work, it got so bad. It was like somebody's twisting a knife in my side, and it was only amplifying. It was increasing, and it was so painful. I couldn't even fucking think straight. I lied down on my bed. I got home. Somebody drove me home from work, and I'm shaking, and all I'm doing, it took every ounce of strength not to scream, and I couldn't even believe it. And all of a sudden, the next thing I knew, it was 4 a.m, and I woke up, and I was like, I can only imagine I must have passed out from this, because I don't know where those 12 hours went. So, and I'm like, shit, man, this is scaring me. I don't want this to happen again, because I guess it twisted or something in my urinary tract or whatever. So, turns out, you know, they said, yeah, you know, your stone's a really weird shape. It's probably stuck. So we're gonna you know, give you a big bottle of OxyContin, which is the most amazing drug ever.
That shit is going
What does
to.
that do?
Dude, that's like really addicting. Like that's like.
I totally understand how people are addicted to that
I
stuff.
took it for my ear surgery like 4 years ago, and you want more when the doctor.
What? It just makes you feel good.
It makes you feel like euphoric, like you're floating.
Yeah,
like
it
you're
makes you
just
feel
like-
warm on the inside. You just kind of like
Yeah,
And,
so like people use it as like a substitute for like opiates, like heroin and all that shit.
Really?
right?
and they gave me a huge fucking bottle, and I only took like 2 or 3 of them out of like 50. I couldn't even believe how many they fucking gave me. So he said, in the meantime, all right, we're gonna do this thing where, first I went to another doctor, and this is the funny thing about fucking doctors. He said, okay, well, you do have a kidney stone. Here are your options, and he listed through like a bunch of options. He's like, okay, first we can put a stent in, which is basically putting a tube up your dick and hoping the thing comes out on its own and just assist the stone coming out. Or we can do this, or we can do this, or, you know, we can, I forget what the other options were, but none of them were particularly pleasing. And I said, well, doctor, what do you suggest? And he basically is like, let me just go through the options again. And he listed through the options again. And I said, well, that's great and all, but you're the doctor. What do you suggest me to do? And he wouldn't fucking tell me. He's like, well, let me just read through the options again, and you should pick one. And I'm like, I don't. It was starting to occur to me like I was just being a naive or something, that he was afraid to give me a suggestion. I don't know if this doctor has been sued before, or if this is just typical with all doctors, but he didn't want to fucking give me a suggestion for what to do. So I eventually went with this. It's called lithotripsy. It's basically. They have this fucking machine they ship around to every hospital in the state every day. This thing is at a different hospital because it's so expensive. And you go in, they lie you down in a bed of water, like basically stark naked, and I have a little fucking towel over my
little
dick.
leaf over your dick.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't expect that. I thought I was gonna at least like be in a hospital gown or something. So it was really creepy being surrounded by 5 dudes staring at me like I'm in like in that.
Were you afraid to get a boner?
Because you always
was there a part of you that was like...
I was too scared. I was lying in the water. I was not happening. And next thing you know, so he first he scans my. There's just like a live window of what he can see in my stomach.
You know what's funny? When you're lying like down in water and you've got like no boner, your dick like floats. So it's like
I was lying on my back.
Yeah, and it just makes it look like you have a little baby dick.
So the first thing the guy says is like, yeah, you have a lot of gas in you. I'm like, oh, thanks.
You're Putin?
Yeah. No, I wasn't. I guess there was a lot of pressure buildup. So they were having trouble locating the kidney stone.
Yeah.
So
they suck the parts out of you.
The whole thing, the way they basically blast sound waves into you and shatter the stone.
Yeah.
And that's all I heard. That's all I knew. I'm like, oh, they're gonna shatter the stone, and that'll be it. So they quickly knocked me out. The next, all of a sudden, I remember waking up fully clothed again in a hospital bed. I'm like, this is creepy. Some fucking person just dressed me as I was lying
some
passed
fucking
out.
Column walked in and snickered as he fucking
I'm like, this is what a rapist must do to a girl or something. Anyway, so yeah, she's like, she hands me a milk jug carton, a jug or whatever, a milk jug, and she's like, yeah, piss in this. And I piss, and it's like, I still remember it. It's basically pissing gravel and blood.
Oh my god.
It basically bursts a bunch of little blood vessels in your body, but it's nothing too damaging. But basically, yeah, you piss out this whole kidney stone into gravel. And, I was fine then. I just left and everything was great.
It's good.
Do you have like a really big pee hole now because it sanded down?
No, I don't, Zach. It's normal.
You know when you have like a micro dick?
Micro dick?
Yeah, like, if you have a micro dick and if you have a normal kidney stone, do you think the size comparison makes it more like a kidney asteroid?
What if they took the wrong thing, Jeff?
I'm gonna assume your urine hole is about the same size no matter how big your dick is.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Can I tell you a story about my penis? Actually, no, it's more about my balls. But when I was in secondary school, actually no, it was the morning before secondary school. Morning routine: go have a shower, jerk off in the shower, come, get out, get ready for school.
Of course.
This morning,
I can't jack off in the shower.
This morning I woke. Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I can jack off in a cold shower, not in a hot one.
The only way I can jerk off in a hot shower. The only way Niall can do is if he lays on his bed and fucks his hand romantically with candles.
You're a faggot.
No, I don't.
He needs
I
the
don't pretend
candles.
it's a man's butt. Jesus fucking Christ. How does that make me a faggot?
I heard you go, oh, guys, butt. Oh, I'm gonna come, guys, butt.
No. All I do is, I mentioned it before. I gave the tutorial on this podcast.
You did a step by step.
Guys, jack my story.
Okay.
Anyways, this is the story, right?
Yeah.
Wake up. I have a bad pain in my balls, right? I'm like, that's no good. I'll get in my shower and have a little wank. See if it makes it feel any better.
Yeah.
Get in the shower. The second I come, instant pain. I'm like, oh my god, my balls. So
soap in your dick hole.
no, you
I'll
dick.
tell you, dick hole.
Oh, another story there is one time I rubbed toothpaste on my dick, so I thought it'd make it feel minty, but it actually burned fucking in my piss
You
hole.
wanted to feel minty.
Yeah, well, I heard that if you put coke in your mouth and blow your dick, it feels good.
Chris,
so
you ever fucked the vacuum
You were a
cleaner?
stupid kid, Chris.
Chris said,
I was like 16.
Chris, you did say one time you were washing your dick and a whole bar of soap fell in.
It was not bar soap. But no, listen, where was I? Coming in the shower, instant pain. I put on a towel, walk up to my mom, I'm like, Mom, my balls actually really hurt. And she's like, well, I'm still going to school, because I used to always try and get out of school because I hated it. But anyways, she makes me go to school with a pain in my ball, and then I last like one class, and then I go to the next class, and I'm sitting there in pain, and it was biology, and I was like, "Sir, I got a pain in my nut," and everyone was like, "Ha ha ha ha." I was like, "No, I'm serious." And he was like, "Yeah, well, name the part of your ball, and I'll let you go." And I was like, "Yeah, my epididymis." And he was like, "Okay, off you go." And everyone was like, "Ha ha ha." Okay, so I go to the hospital with my mom. I have to wait I'm holding my balls next to my mom, and then she brings me into a room. The nurse takes a look at my balls, and she's like, "I can't handle these big boys. I have to go get my superior." Yeah. So she brings in a little brown man, and he's like, "I will hold your balls." And he held both my balls with one of his little hands. And he's like, "You have twisted your balls. If you hadn't have left it any longer, we would have had to amputate one of them." And I was like, "That's shit."
No, God.
So he fucking grabs both my balls, right? He stretches them out as far as he can with both hands, and he fucking throws them in opposite directions. They spin around for a few minutes.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah, no, like they span around for like a few minutes, and then they were back to normal.
So they're
Chris, originally, my cousin had that, but he said when he pulled the balls apart, the guy stuck his face in it like with those like silly putty on a newspaper.
Oh, like in Star Wars?
And his face stuck in the ball skin.
He didn't do that to me. He actually,
carbonite, you know?
He spun the balls around, and then he grabbed the flaps of the ball sack, and he stretched it out like bat wings, and then he put his lips up to it.
And he said, "You would be normal."
He was like, "You are free of all demons." And I was like, "Thank you. You are truly not a hook-nosed Arab, like Zach would say."
And then he finished into the wall. He melted into the floor.
He faded away into sand in the wind.
You can't say hook-nosed Arab.
That's the story of my balls.
I can back up for a minute. I'll just tell you one other little detail I left out. Before I went in for the procedure, they stuck a needle in my arm for the IV.
Yeah.
And this stupid nurse missed. So this is what. So if anyone was ever wondering what happens if you don't get an IV in your vein, if they miss the vein, she put it in my arm and she watched my forearm blowing up like a balloon.
Oh God!
It's filling up in my arm.
Gross.
I'm staring. I'm like, this is not happening. I'm like, this is not normal.
Did you pull it out?
No, because they tape it on like real hard.
It's an IV.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm so freaked out by needles. I'm like, oh my God, I can't pull this out of my arm. And I'm just like, I'm back in, and she's like, oh, sorry about that.
Did she drain it all out?
The body absorbs it. It takes a minute.
That's even nastier, dude.
But it takes a minute to absorb back into your body. But yeah, if it doesn't get in the vein, it just.
What were they pumping into you?
Just saline, whatever.
Yeah,
saline is just like salt water, pretty much.
For some reason they like hydrating you before they do anything.
Yeah, it's like electrolytes and all that bullshit.
I'm gonna put my toe in salt water and remove the infection.
Oh yeah, Chris has a gammy toe.
Yeah, I've got a big old nasty toe. Cause I went to the doctor and I was like, "Listen, toe hurts," and he pulled out like a fucking Grim Reaper scythe of a toenail out of my toe.
You had
And then I was like, "Yeah, that's better, but it still hurts." And he pulled out a little tiny grain of sand, and I was like, "That now feels great." But then now it's infected. So thanks, Doc.
Ew.
Well, Darwin for you.
Chris,
If I'm dead next episode,
there's a little man living inside your toe, causing chaos.
If you died because of your toe, that'd be so.
that would be fitting.
That'd be fitting. Would be fitting.
Yeah.
How would you, Jeff? How would you want to die?
How would
If you could choose, if you could choose the newspaper headline
Oh yeah.
of your death.
Did we talk about this before?
Did we?
I don't know. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but my whole plan is basically to set up a Rube Goldberg machine where I.
We can talk about that in the pilot. We can go over it again though.
I'll just bring it up again. I set up a Rube Goldberg machine where you put a canvas on the wall and I basically stand up against the canvas and I just shoot myself in the head.
You don't even use the Rube Goldberg machine.
No. This is what happens. Basically, everything's tied to like the gun and the canvas, and it blows my brains out against the canvas.
That's hilarious.
And then the machine like starts going off, and it dumps my butt like a trap door opens in the floor, dumps my body in like a garbage can or something, and then some little machine. It goes around the room like dropping metal balls through hoops and stuff, and it comes around, and then a little metal arm will like sign my name on the bottom of the canvas. Cool.
A little set of metal hands will clap for
Yeah,
you.
write a little price tag on it. I don't know how much.
Chris, how would you want to die? Ideally.
I'd go out into the desert with a tripod, and I'd tape a magnifying glass to it, and I'd lie under it and let it burn a hole in my head and kill me.
I don't really like burning and fire.
Yeah, burning would be bad.
Okay, fine. I would.
Well, I don't want to stop you. You can do what you want.
I want to do something original, but I don't want to do something painful.
I
You're
hit my
right.
head with a saucepan until I die.
A saucepan?
You break the saucepan first.
No.
What if you could do something related to like Dragon Ball Z or Final Fantasy?
Oh my
Is there
God.
a way to
Chris would
die?
go Super Saiyan and he would scream until he had a heart attack.
Call it the autism like death because like you just go you jump off a building and try to fucking beat Goku or whatever.
Kamehameha.
What if you went to NASA and said, "Listen, I want to be put in a gravity chamber."
Whoa.
And then you'll be
Yeah,
crushed to
I would
death.
have trained to be Boo. And you walk in and it fucking breaks your spine immediately.
Get in the gravity train for Boo.
You walk up with like a handgun, you're like, I want to
Yeah.
Trunks and Goten.
That's not the gravity.
Use it.
That's not the gravity chamber.
It's a time thing.
Yeah, that's that.
Fuck
place.
you. It is gravity though, because gravity's deep and
Who's
hard.
the asshole
there.
that trained in the gravity chamber? Which one was it?
They're both gay.
I bet
they all
that
do
cell right over there. Of Goku doing push-ups.
You make a NASA engineer put you in a gravity
I
chamber.
would become Super Saiyan. It's a
They'll
gravity
even
fucking-
have